The MR of a substance is also known as the relative formula mass, and it's basically the sum of the relative atomic masses, or ARs, of all the atoms in a chemical formula. So to work out the MR of any compound, you need to follow these 3 steps. As an example, let's try and find out the MR of calcium fluoride, or CaF2, by using these steps. First, we need to find the relative atomic masses, or the ARs, of each element in the compound. These are usually given in the question or found in the periodic table as the bigger number on the element. So here, calcium has an atomic mass of 40 and fluorine has an atomic mass of 19. The next step is to multiply the ARs of each element by the number of atoms of that element in the formula. So if it has a small number to the right of it, multiply it by that number. If it doesn't, then just leave it as it is. So in this example, calcium does not have a number next to it, so we just leave it as 40. But for the fluorine, there's a 2 next to it. So that means we need to multiply the 19 by 2. The final step is to just add everything together. So that's 40 plus 19 times 2. And this gives a final answer of 78. Here are a few more examples that you can try yourself. Finding the MR is useful for several different chemistry calculations, and one of them is to find the percentage mass of a particular element in a compound. So for example, let's say we wanted to find the percentage mass of lithium in lithium sulfate, which is Li2SO4. There are 3 steps you need to follow in order to do this. First, multiply the relative atomic masses, or the ARs, of each element by the number of atoms of that element in the compound. So here the element we're dealing with is lithium, so we need to find the MR of lithium on the periodic table, and that's 7. We then multiply it by the number of Li atoms in the compound, which in this case is 2. The second step is to divide this by the relative formula mass, or the MR, of the whole compound. So we find the MR by getting the ARs of Li, S and O and multiplying it by the number of each atom. So that's 2 for lithium, nothing for sulfur, and 4 for oxygen. You then add them up and divide the MRs of the 2 lithium atoms by this number. Then finally, to get this as a percentage, multiply it all by 100, and this gives 12.7%. Here are some more examples you can try yourself. Okay, now let's try a quiz on this topic. See how many questions you can get right. If you liked that video and want to see more, remember to subscribe to Flash Revision Lab to get notified every time we release new content.